Hello, everybody. Minor technical difficulties, but we are now back. We are so fucking back. It's great to be here, guys. Supreme here. We do actually have Arch. It should be working now. Say hello, Arch.
Hello,
Go.
guys. Welcome to the stream.
Excellent. It worked. It worked. So, guys, probably have a lot of new viewers. We used to do a lot of these streams in 2021. It seems so long ago right now, but as we are on the precipice of a new bull market and we've been silently building Yantra for, I don't know, like past 18 odd months or whatever, it's good to, get another stream out there, start talking to people and also, de-dox ourselves, or redox ourselves. So I think we've got a lot of core listeners here who remember from last cycle, we extensive calls about various shit coins and, now it's a new cycle, new narratives, new coins. So it's good to catch up, see where we are, and how we're going to best position ourselves next cycle, and obviously talk a little bit about Yantra. So we've got a bit of a schedule, and we've got a hell of a lot of stuff, guys. Like it's very well planned. We've got lots to talk about. So we're gonna try and like hammer through it as quickly as possible. But we're going to talk about just have a quick introduction. I've got a disclaimer that I have to read from the legal department. So we're going through that in a minute. We're going to talk about new narratives. This will be like focused on mainly in gaming and AI with a bit of social fi sprinkled in. And then Arch has his own little segment on politics. So he's going to discuss that. That's something I'm going to turn my mic off and uh, just let him get on with it. And I'm going to eat my sandwich because I sat at lunch. And then after that, we're gonna go into parallel and we're gonna potentially build a deck. For those of you guys who don't know, Arch is a professional trading card game player specializing in Magic the Gathering. When Parallel first came out, we built what we thought was a meta deck. We had what was it like 23 out of 25 wins at the time,
Yeah,
Arch?
very high
Yeah,
winning.
it was very high. But they've kind of tweaked the Paragons a little bit. So I think we're going to be looking to maybe build a new deck, maybe an aggro deck, as opposed to the control deck that we previously had. But that's all on Arch, right? I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll look at some charts. I know Hero has been asking me for a while to do a bit of TA. So we're going to start. We're going to talk a bit about candlesticks and restart from the basics. And this is something we can build up every week and just develop on. And also we're going to look at some of the market leaders and talk about longing strong and culling the weak, because I think that's in these markets it's always a good strategy to just find what is the strongest and just long the momentum. That's always a very good theory. And then any questions, guys? Like LP is actually he's in this stream with us right now. He's refusing to turn on his microphone, but he is here and he is going to be running the chat. So if you've got any questions or whatever, chuck them in the chat. He will collate them, and at the end, we'll answer them as best we can. And then number 7, unofficially, there is a special Easter egg at the end for Boomer Curve. He knows what it is. It's what he's been asking for a long time. So that will be there as well. So without further ado, let's get into the disclaimer. So guys, very, very quickly, right? This video and its contents do not constitute financial advice. It's purely for educational purposes. Members, staff, and employees of Yantra may or may not have exposure to any of the crypto coins, NFTs, friend tech keys, stocks, bonds, commodities, futures, options, or any other financial derivatives mentioned. You should always do your own research before making risky financial decisions and follow the mantra of caveat emptor, which is Latin for buyer beware. Now that is done. I think Logi's typing something to just laugh at us, but yeah, I don't really want to get sued, Logi, so we kind of have to say this at the beginning of every stream. So this is purely educational. Logi's saying he's aped in to all our coins. So yeah, right before the stream, yeah, he's gonna sue.
I think it's a good Yantra mantra.
Yeah, it is exactly. Caveat emptor, guys. Buyer beware. You make your own financial decisions. So, guys, really like I said, we got bunch of new people here. We built Yantra Gaming because very much from the last cycle, a group of friends who traded together, and we really saw the opportunity to bring in the next wave of retail participants to crypto through gaming. Gaming is a huge industry. It really captivates the hearts and minds of a large age spectrum and gender spectrum. I mean, there's so many genders these days, but whatever gender you are, whatever age you are, there is a game for you. And also wherever you are, whatever culture, wherever country you are on the planet, Gaming is huge, and it will continue to be huge until we're all living in the metaverse and looking at our Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs on our metaverse art galleries. So, with that in mind, we built Yantra as a way for us to coordinate as people who wanted to have exposure to this new emerging nascent industry. But we also need to coordinate because whilst we want to take positions in these games, these new Web3 games where we have to have assets, we don't have the time to play all our assets, right? So we need people who are also willing to play, so we can take decent sizes in these games. And really, that was the kind of driving force behind Yantra. And since then, obviously, from last 18 months, bonds have been formed. We kind of knew each other from 2021 anyway. So yeah, it's really come from there. We've kind of moved. We've used Friendtech, which I think is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to talk a little bit about Friendtech in a bit. Friendtech has been great for bootstrapping our community. It's really managed to get us out there from really being in stealth mode and not really having too much to talk about to so many questions from Logi already. But I just keep seeing out the corner of my eye. I keep getting distracted. But yeah, so we've used Friendtech to bootstrap our community. It's been really great. I'll talk more about it later. But yeah, it's been really great. I think it's got a huge future. I think I'm very excited about it because I think it's the only like the big player in the market. It's like OpenSea before Blur, right? It's the only one that's had any real sort of traction. So when you have a monopoly on a specific market sector, it's potentially very, very exciting. I like what Saudi Bidder said in our chat earlier. Is the real Friendtech airdrop, from our money to Racer's meth dealer. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. So, yeah, good for that. So, yeah, really, from using Friendtech, and starting as a gaming guild, we have used the power of collective autism to develop, new products like CityBot and CityNet. That's come from Arcanum, our head dev who's in charge of Logi, our junior dev, I guess. And we've built CityBot, which is something that you can use in the Discord, which is plugged into Friendtech. And we've also, got involved in airdrops, farming, and we've built Yantra Prime server where we're going to be running our bots. It's just we need to get around to working more on it. It's been a very, very busy few weeks for us. And also in the future, some alpha for you is coming WaifuNet. So there's the next release coming, and Ark is going to be incredibly angry at me for telling you guys about that, but that's that. So guys, I think just to really kind of cap off the introduction, I want to talk a bit about Yantra Coin, right? Because being in this industry, at some point you have to tokenize, right? Because the token actually strengthens the community significantly. And what I wanted to talk about is this is why Friendtech has been so great, because it makes everything so transparent, right? As we can see who bought for what price. We know the spread is 20% round trip, right? So if somebody's making bad trades, we can see, right? And it allows us to kind of filter down through various snapshots, and obviously just being very autistic and online, terminating online all the time. It allows us to see who our main core contributors are within the ecosystem, the Yantra ecosystem. So what it's been really great for is identifying who are the potential strong hands, because when we kind of were floating the idea of having a token probably like 6 months ago, I know a lot of people who have started projects in this space, and obviously I went to them and asked. I was just like, okay, well, what do you think about tokenomics? If we're not going to take VC money, what's a good kind of tokenomic kind of structure for a community-led project? And they all basically said the same thing. They said, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Your core group of people who are there at the very beginning, whether they're initial VC investors or initial community members, they need to have not just strong hands, they need to have diamond hands. They need to be the most diamond-handed people. And they said that if you're going to, especially with a community-led project where you're not going to have the liquidity from a VC or a market maker, right? And we're going to be using AMAs, automated market makers like Uniswap, where you don't have that. Effectively, it makes it harder almost impossible even, if you don't have the diamond hands at the beginning. And really, that's why I like Friendtech so much, is because it allows us to find, okay, who are these diamond handed people, right? Who are these people that they can be trusted to hold basically like a $600 Friendtech key. You know, how's that going to translate to when we actually have some serious money on the token with a Yantra table, Yantra token? Yeah, how's that going to translate? Who are the people that we actually want to airdrop the majority of the supply to? Because they're actually going to be the people who make or break the project. So that's really what I want to get it over to you guys is, and I'm going to refer this to Arch as well, is that to just say like the price of a Yantra key right now is $600, right? If you spend $600, buy a Friendtech token, at some point through some crazy arcane means, magic maybe, you get some Yantra token, right? Your cost basis for buying that Yantra token is $600, right? You then have to think, okay, well, look, I want to get my money back, right? So you get your $600 back. You get that back. That's fine, right? But then from that point, you then have a zero cost basis, right? You are like risk free in the entire endeavor. At that point, that's where you need to be diamond hand. And a lot of you guys are in this thing from like very, very, very cheap, right? And I know a lot of you are. I have a list of it. We're very autistic with these sort of things. Citybot has been tracking it, right? So like I know where everyone's cost basis is, right?
I
So
don't even remember I don't even remember when I bought.
oh, it's all on the chain, Arch. Don't you worry. It's all been written down. No, when we did our first snapshot, I actually, I actually have marked everyone in the snapshot and what price they bought at,
Interesting.
and what price ETH was at that point in time. So I know what everyone's cost basis is, right? So really, I'm going to refer to Arch as well, right, to see if he agrees with me. Is basically once you have a zero cost basis, you then, if you are very early and you have a significant amount of supply, whether it's 0.1% or whatever, you then have to absolutely diamond hand and refuse to sell. We've seen this with stuff with these community-led coins like Harry Potter coin, like the guys who had the majority of the supply there, they bought in, that the devs didn't get anything. They bought in early and they are like diamond-handedly refusing to sell. Um, so then at that point, if you all your initial investors are on a zero cost basis, you're all free rolling, right? Anyone else who comes in, let's say they come in, price is $1, right? They then have to take a risk at that level of $1. They're then either going to buy or sell higher or lower. The people that then come in after and have to take the risk, who don't have that zero cost basis, those are the guys who actually paint the chart. They're the ones who actually make the chart go up or down, right? Because they have to take the risk. They're going to have to buy and sell again at some point in the future. But if you have a zero cost basis, there is no pressure to do any of that, right? There's no risk. You don't have to worry of, oh, I'm going to lose 50% of my money, because you already have got your money back, right? You're riding in this totally risk free. So that would really be my mindset to everyone else. And especially, I don't get frustrated, but I kind of like hold my head in my hands when people are like, oh, but I've had so much profit on your key or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, but at the end of the day, you didn't pay anything. Like, you got it for basically nothing, right? And it's just like, okay, well, you've got it for nothing. We're also farming a Friendtech airdrop. It's increased, I don't know, exponentially from where you bought it from. You've probably had a significant amount of tokens. I mean, like, Arch, how much did you put into Friendtech compared to how many points you've got? Like, pretty
I
good,
think
right?
I actually don't remember exactly, but it was around 1 ETH, I think, and I think I've gotten maybe a 5 times return on the points, just the points alone.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's an amazing point in case of somebody who's very early in Friendtech. It's a huge return. Like, we're what, like 3-4 months in.
Yeah,
You know, you're up a 5x kind of return plus airdrop, right? On
yeah,
top.
exactly. Yeah,
So you can basically say, well, I just need my 1 ETH back. Like, the airdrop's the bumps, right? And I actually want to talk about this a little bit later. I want to push this down the road because I think we should move on from introduction and talk about narratives, right? But that's what I would really say is, like, understand where your cost basis is, especially if you're early, and practice that diamond hands, because we are watching, and it's important that at some point when we do tokenize, that the supply goes to people who are diamond handed, right? Because at some point in time, the message will get out to people that these guys are so absolutely redacted they are not selling, right? And people will take note of it, and stuff will good things will happen, right? And I think if you in a bull market, if you ever wanted to see a 9-figure Yantra market cap, that's what we need. We need the strong foundations, right? And we need everyone to buy into a shared ethos. So anyway, look, that's that. That's the introduction. Let's move on. Let's talk about other stuff outside of Yantra. So narratives, Arch. Let's move on to narratives.
Right.
So I think, yeah, really just to recap on, the gaming thing. Obviously, gaming is going to be huge. It's going to bring in loads and loads of new people into the space. We need new retail players. I think a lot of people, FTX, like literally wiped out a lot of people. I was saying this to Arch, right? It's quite sad. I've been in this space since 2013. I've probably developed relationships with, in terms of people that I would talk to in DMs, about positioning and stuff, which I think that's quite a serious conversation to have with somebody you don't know. Probably about 60 people. Out of those 60, maybe like 5 or 6 are still active today. And that really is testament to the ruthlessness of this industry, right? And if you don't have the ability to adapt to the new narratives every cycle, you get left behind, right? So I mean, and that's incredibly sad, right? Because those are friends, and obviously when they get bitten or they get left behind, they don't want to be friends with you anymore because you're just a bitter reminder of what it was in the past. So yeah, it's really sad. So yeah, I think gaming's gonna be a big one. Another big one is AI as well. And that's really more of a capital markets macro thing, right? That's actually similar to the metaverse with Facebook, now Meta, with their pivot in 2021. AI is kind of a capital markets thing. Open AI, Nvidia definitely is just an absolute beast of a stock. That's really a capital markets thing, and obviously opportunists and grifters have really like shoehorned crypto products and crypto tokens into it. And I think that's actually really fair because it's very hard for the average retail investor to get exposure to AI. Because if you think about the productivity increase, right, just from our smartphones, right? So, when our smartphones came out, we all of a sudden we could do other things, right? We could play games, there were apps, and our productivity as humans increased, right? Because we could work on the go. Whereas before, you'd sit on the train to say London, for an hour, and you just read a newspaper. Now people can sit on the train to London and they can actually do their emails and work. So that kind of train time is actually becomes extra productivity hours that weren't there before. So I think, yeah, with AI it's just going to be another productivity boost to humans, right? But as you see with the smartphone, is all the as a result of that productivity boost, all the value actually flowed to the big tech companies, and I think that will happen again with AI, right? Is all the big companies, the Nvidias, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Apples, whatever, they're gonna, the big seven, they're gonna be the guys who actually accrue most of the value from AI, right? So, in terms of offering, different access to AI or beta AI exposure, crypto is great for that, right? And there are some projects that are quite interesting in terms of AI. So I think that's something that's another kind of narrative we need to look at. And I think I know Sus has mentioned this before, right? But the GCR thesis of, especially with gaming, right, is that anything that becomes big in a cycle actually has a test pump the previous cycle. And I think with gaming that was very much Axie. AI, we could, Arch, you were the one who was saying this to me. Pretty cool, right? Is that FET and AGIX, potentially they could be the, where they first had that could be the test pump, right? That could be the pre-season test pump. So AI's kind of got that already. And really what I kind of want to drill down to you guys is that, every different cycle there are new narratives, right? One of the big narratives of last cycle is, was DeFi, right? But in terms of this cycle, it's going to be different narratives, right? And that's why we're really focusing on gaming AI, and we'll also talk about SocialFi in a minute, right? because these are coins that haven't really had their moment in the sun, and if we want to be outperforming the market, right, and actually beating everyone and being in the most obviously the best performing assets, right, the highest beta assets, we need to look to these new coins, right, because all the old coins, like people keep longing Zcash, and you're just like, well, it's got loads of bag holders, the supply is constantly increasing, the inflation's insane. It's why would you long it, right? It's just
Mm.
the amount of money it's going to take to pump it.
There's so many other opportunities.
Exactly. There's other newer coins with no bag holders, with new exciting text, new narratives, new
I
pumpermentals.
guess people would be like, oh well, it's safer, right? It's more tested. But then at that point, what are you really doing in crypto? If if you're not prepared to take risks, then yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you can say that about Ripple, right? Ripple's
yeah.
mega lindy. It's been around since like 2013. I remember it was there, right, or thereabouts.
Hmm.
But what has it done really? I mean, it had a big pump in 2017, flipped Ethereum, but that was it for Ripple. That was the peak of Ripple. And there's a girl on Twitter, I think her name's Penny British or something, and she's still holding Ripple from 2017. I'm like, but that was the top of Ripple. That was the time Ripple actually, beat Ethereum. And if you look at the XRP ETH chart, right, from 2017, you've just got your ass pushed in, like
Yeah.
literally. It's horrible, right? And it's just like stuff like that is, it's when do you capitulate, right? When do you decide, okay, well, you know,
I
when,
literally just got
when does
that
this
chart
trade
up to
over?
look, and yes, it is a disaster.
It's horrible, right? And it's just like, well, you've had so many opportunities to just capitulate on that idea, and you're married to a bag, and that's part of this new narrative, really. New cycles, new narratives. Let's not get stuck in the past stuff. I mean, like some DeFi stuff will do well, right? There will be some outliers, right? But really, it's a lot easier to just find the new narratives, new sectors, and try and cherry pick what are going to be the best stuff. It's that saying, Arthur Exo. I don't actually like him that much, but it's the saying that he said is the next Arve is Arve, right? Um, long the strong stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, coal the weak. So and very much we built Yantra to take advantage of gaming and AI. So really, the last thing I want to talk about as well is SocialFi, because SocialFi is, like I said, Friendtech has basically got a monopoly on this whole thing. And you could also argue that the first iteration of SocialFi was the Julian Bootaloo coin, Julian. It didn't really do anything in 2021, but it was like a membership coin, right? It was like a paid group membership coin. I don't even know what it did, but it was basically like buy this coin is a leverage bet on him, right? Which
Yeah.
was a terrible, terrible idea. But who would want? I wouldn't want to go long him, right? Anyway.
Mm.
But yeah, that's why I really like Friendtech, because it is the only social fi out there, when that happens, you get an axie, right? And with these season to season, that's what I like just want to embellish upon, and then we're going to close out new narratives, and we're going to go to politics with Arch, right? But you really very much have to understand the game you're playing with Friendtech. We're very lucky at Yantra is that we got in very early and we established our little autistic group, and we just 3-3'd and refusing to sell each other, right? And I think a lot of Friendtech is PvP, right? Especially if you're 3-3ing. And the 3-3ing comes from game theory, right? It's the prisoner's dilemma, right? And, when someone defects, there it becomes a 3-0, right? And where we have an edge as Yantrites, right, as members in Yantra, is we can coordinate together, right, to be the most autistic people and to just hold each other throughout all seasons of Friendtech. And I think that's where CBB, their cartel, they also have a huge edge as well, right? Because if they continue to farm each season, a lot of the value is going to flow to them over time. And really, that's what we want. We want our key prices to be stable. We want to be able to farm this for a long period of time. We don't really want to be taking risks on buying other keys. At some point, it will be worth it. I think if they do another season, towards the end of season 2, very much like with Blur, right? The bottom of Blur was like a month before the end, when they announced that it was going to be the end of season two. That was the time to buy Blur, and I think that will be the time to buy Friendtech keys if you want to directionally bet on crypto Twitter people, like maybe like a Kobe or an Ansem or someone like that, or a Big Dick Bull if that's your thing. I think yeah, that time will come, but really I think it's going to be very advantageous if everyone understands that we're not playing PvP like everyone else, right? We have an edge if we coordinate together, and then every 6 months we're going to get given more money by Paradigm. Like we're just going to get airdrop more tokens, and you know I think at some point in the future we'll be able to look back to this initial stream, which by the way won't exist because these only Twitch deletes everything after like 2 weeks anyway, right? But
Yeah.
we'll be able to refer back to this initial stream, you know, where we could say, okay, well, Friendtech, it is the Axie, right? It has been the Axie, and if we had just coordinated, then we'd be up huge, right? And we just
Yeah.
had to coordinate and just do nothing, right? And just chat shit, you know, on Friendtech, right, while they build for us. So
Yeah. I mean, for this particular model, yeah,
yeah.
like it
So
may change.
yeah, of course, of course. So that's really what I want to get across. And now we're gonna let. I've talked for quite a bit. I'm gonna go and grab a cup of tea, and Arch is going to talk about politics. And I'll interject when necessary. But yeah, that's what I'd say is understand we're playing a coordination game. We're not playing PvP like everyone else in Friendtech, right? And that gives us a huge edge over everyone else. And really, we don't have any competition. I mean, the CBB cartel are doing their own thing in a very similar kind of fashion. But I mean, we're a lot smaller. We don't really have the exposure. Nobody really remembers the name yet, but I can guarantee you, at some point they will. So anyway, Arch,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll just finish off on what you're saying in terms
sure.
of the community Frentech side of things. I mean, I remember before Frentech was a thing. I remember that honestly there weren't that many active people in the Discord in the group. They still had the same core that we always did, but it was very clear to me that once we started to gather new friends from the Frentech ecosystem, engagement and actually just some pretty cool people just showed up and yeah, now like you said, we've formed this kind of key cabal of diamond-handed people who've who've given stuff to Yantra and hopefully have received stuff from in terms of the key prices and the airdrop points. I think I'm actually super surprised at how well I did with the airdrops and things. So I see Loggy's telling people to stop using bad language in the server, but I think that's up to
LP
that's.
did something to it the other day, and yeah, we can't swear anymore. It's really weird.
Oh, we're not allowed to swear.
Yeah, I think we'll sort it out. Don't worry, we'll sort it
Right,
out.
we'll have to see because there might be some. You never know. There might be some meme coins, right, with questionable names that we may refer to. So it might get a little bit iffy. But yeah, I'm super surprised with how well I did with the airdrop. I obviously it was it was bittersweet because I did very well, but it was also that very first week that I should have aped harder. It's always the same. It's always the same story, like at the very it was literally the space of I think 4 days. Um, at which point it was not completely blown up, but there was a massive influx of new people and new capital diluting the points. But I just remember in my first week, I think I got something like I want to say 3K points in the first week, and then after that it went down by a factor of 6, a factor of 10 or whatever. But yeah, the first I should have ate hard at the very beginning, as is always the case. Yeah,
But
but
there wasn't really much to ape into. It was very basic in the first 2 weeks.
it was basic. It was basic, and you could just fist in ETH. Like you could just fist it in. But I guess there weren't nearly as many functions as you see now. I mean, it was very bare. You didn't have things like a feed. I don't think you had your channel, and then you could go onto other people's chats, and
You couldn't even reply to people like
yeah,
if you
you couldn't reply. You had to
copy
copy and
paste.
paste their message. You had to reply to their message by typing in, which obviously, if you had a bunch of people typing, was not only annoying, but you know, and yeah, it didn't work. Like things like the wallet and a lot of the integrations, and I think it's just why we're really I want to be careful of my language because we're not allowed to use inappropriate
I
language.
mean, you
But
can hear, just not in the Discord.
no, no, I think we should be consistent. I think we should be consistently Yantra.
I think I've already sweared, so but yeah, fine. I will not swear anymore.
It, it's yeah, it was just awful. So it's come a long way actually, and I have to admit, in the last like 3 to 4 months, there were many points at which I thought that Race was going to fumble it. Many things that they said on Twitter that you would think, okay, well that's that. Like, okay, well they've taken their how much is it? How much is it worth? Like 20 mil? Was it 20 to 25 mil?
What, the TLV or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Let's let's
What's that?
let's summon it live with Citybot.
Yeah, they well it was something 7 mil.
36, I think. Uh, Hero, no, 38.7 mil at the moment, TLV.
38. I don't know what Alka's saying, 7 mil. I don't know
Seven,
about that.
17,000 ETH.
Right, but yeah, many times you thought that he would fumble it, or he'd said something that would, but it's still going, and like you said, we're still there, the cartel's still there, and then some random friends, it is. I have noticed people trickling out though, even people who I would have thought would not leave. I've noticed a few people trickling out, so I feel like we're getting towards the end of the. I feel like the people who are still here in a month or 2 months' time will be people who are likely to keep going through season two.
I think it becomes the de facto town hall for next cycle. I think the people who build reputations, and like I know that there's a tooth cartel. I don't even understand it, to be honest, but I think the guys who put a lot of time into Friendtech next cycle, Twitter won't be the big thing. Like Friendtech will be the big thing.
I think
I can see it
yeah,
happening.
yeah, it definitely has the framework, and if they can somehow, find something that appeals to a much broader audience. I don't know how they would do that. Maybe with some kind of image sharing function, so something similar to Instagram. Like maybe if they move that way or videos, then maybe they can catch a larger audience. But
Yeah,
um,
that's the other thing as well is how do they're going to have to moderate it, right? So I think if in the global feed, if they start allowing pictures and videos and stuff, it's just going to get very porny very quickly. Um,
yeah,
and it,
that
you
one's
know,
that one's tricky because of like I guess actually if you have infrastructure with like AI, it's not too difficult to um if you have smart bots monitoring and moderating it, then it's not that difficult to stop that content being widespread. But
yeah. But then people, if you start moderating it, people are going to start asking questions. Well, who gets to
yeah, the
decide
whole
the
censorship thing, everyone's
yeah,
complaining
exactly.
about
So
their friend who's got banned and stuff. Yeah, I mean that's a tale as old as time, right? That's a
yeah,
tale that Twitter is also going with.
there's no kind of easy kind of route around
There's
that.
actually no answer. There's really no answer because I'm not going to get too into the politics of this, but everyone's truth is different fundamentally. Everyone views the world differently, and it is literally impossible to have a framework that fits everyone because everyone experiences reality uh, in a different way. So
Agreed.
so yeah,
Yeah.
there's no easy way to do it. I think honestly, a lot of people uh, they hate Elon and what he's done. I don't know. My experience on the app is fine. I think he's in terms of the moderating and stuff. I think he's been a bit wild, a bit outspoken on something, but generally seems to be not too bad. I would say. But
I think the thing that's most annoyed me is you don't get the previews when you copy and paste links from Twitter right now. That really annoys me in Discord.
why
But
did they do that?
I don't
Maybe it's
know.
a scam
I've
thing.
no idea. Yeah, it could be a scam thing.
Could be a
But
scam thing.
yeah, it just makes it harder because you know no, I don't want to click on links. I'd rather just see the. I'd just rather see it right there.
Yeah,
But
you see it, and then if you want to click on it, then you can click on it.
right. Anyway,
Yeah,
so politics, Arch. How deep do you want to go?
well, I mean, I didn't have anything like I don't want to upset anyone. I just thought it was important to mention that the situation going on in the Middle East is very unfortunate, and a lot of people are suffering, and we should uh, we should pay attention, and I think everyone should think a bit about how they can contribute not to the suffering, but to to alleviating some of the grievances on both sides, and remembering that these issues are very nuanced. Like historically, it's not like a clear cut. It's not a clear cut either way kind of argument. Like there's both sides have legitimate grievances, and something else is like it's possible for one side to be simultaneously like the perpetrators and the victims. So like it goes both ways as well. It's like it's not just one side is the bad guys and one side's the good guys. Like they're both capable of being, like I said, victims and aggressors in at the same time. So yeah, I think it's a bit crazy the way people have been so divided over this issue, and people can't just take a more academic or like intellectual view of it and be like, well, there's actually there's actually stuff happening on both sides that is very bad, and we need to identify the problems and deal with them. Everyone needs to come together and deal with it. Otherwise, it's not nothing's going to change. So
Yeah,
yeah,
agree.
I guess that was just the message.
I think as well, yeah, no, neither side has a more moral high ground. I think there's a lot of false flag stuff out there. The media really don't help. I don't know what's real and what isn't. But that being said, I don't have that many strong opinions. But what I would like to do as well is I've been talking to a guy actually in Sears Group, who's just been to the Atlas Mountains in Morocco. They had a massive earthquake there. 2,500 people died. And now it's coming into winter. It's obviously very cold in the mountains. We're going to be looking to donate a few thousand directly to this guy who's going to take them fruit and vegetables, blankets, clothes, supplies, stuff they need to basically survive the winter. And he's physically going to fly out with the stuff because I don't want to give it to UNICEF.
Yeah, exactly,
I don't.
exactly.
I don't trust them. They miscommunicate. So I'm in contact with him about doing that. So we're probably going to set up an address, and around Christmas, if you guys have any spare change, donate a couple $100 or whatever. I can guarantee that's going to go straight into stuff, and it will be going straight to the kids who need it in the Atlas Mountains. So yeah, if you're interested in that, we're going to try and do a little good for some people who don't actually celebrate Christmas, but we can bring them a bit of Christmas spirit or whatever. So that's that. Right. So let's close out politics and let's get on to the most interesting stuff, which is parallel deck building. So let's just move the screen.
My parallel is completely broken, by the way. I don't know what's wrong with it. It never works.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
oh! I've got the. I never had the sound. I got the sound back now. Oh no, the sound's gone again. Oh no, sound's back again.
Testing.
Yeah,
Still.
you should be okay. I'm just trying to turn the volume down a little bit. Okay, cool. All right. So if you guys don't know, this is Parallel. We are Arch actually does coaching, right? So if you want to learn how to play most trading card games, he will actually coach you for a very reasonable fee.
If anyone actually wants to get good or win or anything, then can definitely help with that.
I'm just gonna see if I can just turn the audio down a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. Okay, cool. Right. So with this in mind, we had built the Fleeting Materiality deck, which I think was this one actually. I wasn't able to rename it for some reason. I think it's this one. So what are we gonna do? Will it actually let me redo it this time? Oh, actually still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. This was the Fleeting Materiality deck we built. Right. Okay. So. Right. Cool. It's up. Right. So what are we going to do? What sort of deck are we going to build?
Well, so the new we can talk about the new Paragons first, probably.
Yeah.
So Supreme DM'd me yesterday with a bunch of new Paragons. Just to give a quick background of the game.
Oh, they're not Paragons. They're just new cards. New cards.
Oh, the new cards. Okay, right. Yeah. Sorry. So, there's 5. Right. Okay. So so the Paragons are like the races. So there's 5 races or whatever you want to call them. 5 types of card families that you can play and make your decks around. Paragons are, and then the what are the leaders called again?
Paragons are the Yeah, like you said, like Brand is a paragon.
Oh right, yes, yes. Sorry, sorry. The paragons are the leaders, like the special units you can take, and then the factions are called factions, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This was one of the new guys, right? So
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah. So so basically, so Shroud is the faction we've been looking at most because of the mechanic banish, which is very broken in this game, which will become evident later on. But yeah, like just if we look at this card, right? This is a new card. It's just come out. I literally saw it yesterday. It's a two cost, right? Which is kind of good because Shroud is a faction that needs cheap spells to be able to survive. And the stat line is 2/4, which means two power, like two attack and four defense. It's very good value for like a two mana or two cost card to have a 2/4 because normally you'd expect a two cost to be 2/2 or a 1/3 or a 3/1. The 2/4 is very good. And then the effect is like generally in card games, random effects are not great because they are situationally like can be very bad. But if it's a 2/4 for two, then it's probably fine, especially since it's legendary. So it's just a one. Wait, it's legendary, right?
uh,
No, maybe you sent me a different one that was legendary.
no, I don't. I'm pretty sure it's just. Why isn't? I don't know where it says.
No, it would just say somewhere in the top, I think,
Yeah,
or
it
in
was
the.
legendary.
But yeah, this card, yeah, that card is amazing. This Steward,
Yeah, yeah, it's
that's
good.
really crazy. Yeah, typically with a card like that, you'd expect the +2/+1 to go away after the turn,
Mm.
but the fact that it stays forever is
It's,
wild.
it's pretty good. The other one was the Marco one. Uh,
I'm not sure.
so there's a few. It's the woman. Where is it? That's annoying.
Do you have it?
That's the thing. I might not have it. So,
Let me
oh,
see
there we
if I
go.
can.
Show unowned. There we go. Here we go. Morale, Ghost of Mars.
Yeah, so this one says three costs 1/3, which is not ideal. Muster means that it does something when it comes into play.
Yep.
So this one says you destroy three friendly units. For each one that's destroyed, you get a free random one with one cost higher. So this is kind of a meme card. Like I'm not sure this card is really playable because destroying three of your own things is wild. I mean that is insane. You need to have three things on the board. They need to have not been killed.
By turn three as well.
Yeah, I think this it's a shame. This seems like a card that might be good in Cathari. Um,
Yeah, because you've got the cloning abilities and just
yeah,
get overrun.
the only thing about this card is it might be played in some combo that you could maybe make a combo with this card depending on what you get because you could make a deck right that only has one of each card above three.
Oh,
So
sorry.
every time you do it, you guarantee to get one that you want, right?
Mm. I think so. Yeah.
So okay, so let's say you have a two cost something, right? If you kill that with this, like if you destroy it, you're guaranteed to get a three drop, right? We call it three drop.
I guess so. Yeah.
If you kill the three drop, you're guaranteed to get a four drop. Now, if you only have one four drop in your deck, then you're guaranteed to get that specific one, right?
Mm.
So that could be very powerful if you can do that, and then a five drop, the specific one, and then six drop seven. So like this might be breakable in some way in terms of like getting specific cards on the battlefield, but I doubt it. I don't think the card base is who's this? I don't think this the card base will probably support that as an idea, but it is interesting. But yeah, I think this one is probably worse than the other one because it's got a bad stat line and random again. It's not ideal.
Cool. Then I think Cathari was the other one. I know DCM loves his Cathari. Not so fast does as well. Um, I think they're very frustrating to play against. I should show me the unknown. I'm looking for it. Very frustrating.
Yeah,
Uh,
Cathari is just an example of a faction where you need to just deprive them of their resources like at every opportunity, and then it's not too bad. But if you let them develop a board, then you can find yourself overrun very easily.
I think maybe I might just have to quickly look at
Yeah,
might
yeah,
just
just
go onto the website and just look at it from there. So
yeah. Honestly, even though the game doesn't work for me, the website's pretty cool. Like the
yeah,
way it shows all the cards.
the games can be quite slow sometimes. But also I know that so these are the cards I actually claimed. Yeah, there we go. So it's this one. There we go.
So this is the legendary one.
Yeah, this is legendary one. Yeah, so five mana, 5 attack,
So it's a 5
5 health.
mana 5/5. Let's see. Target
Target.
2 friendly units when you play it. When this one gets an ability, they get it, right? So it's like a clone thing that copies. Oh, it says Call of Duty. That's funny. We will do a COD stream at some point for sure. But when it enters the battlefield, it gains. Oh, I see. Right. So basically, when this one comes in, not only does it get a random ability, but it gives that ability to 2 other creatures. And then when it attacks, it gets a keyword. So this can very quickly empower your board for free.
On the 5th turn.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is Cathari is a deck that needs to play cards quickly, and a 5 mana card is like.
I think if you haven't kind of won by 5th turn or in very like finishing them off,
Yeah.
Cathari you might struggle.
Also, again, random is just not generally considered to be not very good.
Yeah. Okay. This one as well. The Universal actually Thief. That's another 5 cost.
Oh, this is funny. Yeah. So this one was interesting because it's a 5 drop that's a 2/2, which sounds awful, and it is awful in terms of the stat line. But when it comes in, it reveals a random bank card, and you can play a copy of it. So basically, when in this game, the way you make mana or energy to play your cards is by putting cards face down in your quote unquote bank, and then the bank gives you energy to play stuff every turn. So essentially, this card will steal their bank cards at random, and then you can play them. And then the aftermath means when it dies, it goes back to your hand. So obviously, I think a lot of new players would see that and be like, "Wow, this card is amazing because it doesn't die. Like it just goes back to your hand." But that's not really how it works because you pay 5 every time you use it, which is a lot of energy. So I think it's probably one of the worst ones.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think that's it.
What are you eating?
So I'm not eating. I really want to eat. I haven't eaten lunch because I spent all morning trying to get the stream right, and we couldn't even get it right the first time. So, parallel battle pass.
I see parallel. I see parallel on the front page of OpenSea a bunch on the left, top left, like trending.
Yeah, parallel battle pass.
How much are the profiles worth now?
Profiles, the battle pass cards. There we go. You mean the oh yeah, that's it. There's just those 4 at the moment.
So what do you do? So when is this battle pass cards? What is that? What is the battle pass?
Oh, okay, so just going back to the gang. How do I get out of this? Take me back.
Escape, maybe?
Yeah. No.
Can you press the minus in the top left?
Is there a minus in the top left?
That little minus? No? Oh, maybe that's something else. No, that's something else.
Wow.
We found a design for
Oh yeah, we're struggling now.
This is definitely the devs' fault.
Yeah, blame the devs.
Maybe press prime or something.
There we go. Got it eventually. It's that little button there.
Remember, it's that one.
Yeah, it's that one. Okay. Yeah, battle pass. So, we've got a banner at the bottom right, so these guys won't see, but there are levels, right? They'll be able to see what they are, but they won't see what the numbers of levels are. So, when you get the XP, if you pay for glints, right, which they're pretty cheap, but you go on the premium track, so you get the stuff above, and that's so basically you get to level 1, you get the Romus, the recombinant Justican. And yeah, you know, and then you get to like level 5, you get the Master Thief Kozo card, and then you have to claim it. And I mean, like, I spent yesterday, I think I spent like, I don't know, maybe like $200 between upgrading primes and whatever. It just costs a ridiculous amount of money to get these cards, and I also got some avatars, Paragon skins anyway, because I believe the Paragon skins, if this game actually does scale to millions of players, they'll be like the early CS:GO skins and stuff like that. So, and there's very few of them. There's some of them are like under 100. So, anyway, yeah. So that's what you get. We're in 5th battle season, just battle pass. It's 5th battle pass now. So it's 26 days left, and you really need to get to level 30 to get all the good stuff, right? So you get to level 30 and you got everything. So, and you get a bunch of apparitions as well, which you can use to play the game. So.
Right.
So, yes, avatars. Right, yeah, avatars. Let's have a look at that quickly, and then let's build our deck, because I quite like to play. Avatars done quite well. Obviously, that's this part of Colony that will come out later. There we go. Yeah, 0.8. Jesus, I got so many of these. I didn't realise how much I had in these. Yeah, it's decent, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think I remember when these were like point.
Point 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This happened fast.
Yeah, I've got a lot. I was thinking I've got like 20 grand's worth of parallel avatars. Jesus. Oh well. Okay, so that's that. Right. Let's build a deck arch. What are we gonna do? Which parallel are we gonna go for?
Well, we've done Shroud before, so maybe we can try something else. Maybe we can make a Cathari deck.
Cathari. Cool. I'm
Yeah.
down. I'm down. DCM is probably creaming himself right now because he's a massive. Right. What do we reckon for the Paragon?
So let me think. Like, do they have what's the cost of these? I can't remember. Do they have mana cost? If you click inspect card.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the.
No, Michael.
Yeah. And then next one.
Yeah. Sorry, my wife's asking me questions. I hate this card so much.
I mean, this one that's kind of crazy, honestly. Wow. Okay, this one's probably good.
Yeah.
That's
So this guy then, Scipius.
Yeah, let's go Scipius. All right. So, generally, what you want to do when you make a deck is you want to filter to the rare cards first, or like the legendary.
Yeah, sure, no worries. Let's go. Legendaries. There we go.
Yeah, and then we can see like what are the top cards we can have one of. So
I've only got 5, so.
So the first one we definitely want that one.
Yep.
The Magna. You know what? I think you probably just add.
All of them, right? Apart
yeah.
This guy, he's not going to use. Come on, like, are we really going to last the 8th turn?
No.
Right, done.
Do you add the 2 in the second level?
Yeah, these are all added in. I'm pretty sure.
All right, cool. So then let's go to rare. So I think what we want to add is all of the units, pretty much. So for example, the 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll probably want to.
3 of them.
One. Yeah, and then.
Just one.
That one sounds good.
Yeah, that's pretty good as well. Oh, we can. Oh. Can't. Oh, we can only have 2 of them.
Wait, what?
Maybe.
Are you sure you don't own 2?
Yeah, it might not. It might be that I don't own enough. Okay, I'll write it down so I can buy one another time.
Sure. Let me see.
Mournful Delta.
No, I think the clones, the other friendly clones, have 2-1. The next one. The Adrusian Exorator.
So again.
We kind of want any card that buffs. That
Guys,
gives.
just give me 10 seconds. My wife wants my car keys. Hold on.
Yep, go for it. Yeah, but generally in these clone strategies, you want to make sure that you have a lot of cards that buff, like pump the stat lines of the units, because if you have a bunch of 1/1 units on their own, they're pretty useless. So you need to have a way to leverage having many of them. And usually, the way to do that is by pumping them all. So basically, you want to pick all the cards that give +1/+1 for everything. You want to spread out your damage as well. You don't want to focus all on one. It's a classic thing. People don't understand about card games, right? If you have one unit that's a 10/10, and then you have 10 units that are 1/1s. If I ask you which is better, chat, which one do you think is better? The 10/10 or the 10 1/1s?
I think I know the answers to this one.
Well, I can't actually read the chat. I haven't got I haven't got the chat open. But anyway, the correct answer, chat, is the 10 1/1s are way better, because they're so much more flexible in what you can do. The 10/10, the problem with the 10/10 is it just sort of gets blocked, or it just can't block enough things. It's just a massive thing that's very awkward. It's yeah, professional streamer. I know. I'm always looking out for the chat. But yeah, so you're back now?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, so I think you can add the Exorator.
Which one? Oh, this one. Drusian.
Yeah.
3 of them? Yeah.
And then let's start looking at uncommons.
Okay.
It's just started raining, is it? Yeah, it's just started raining.
Yeah, it started raining here as well.
Yeah. So now we want to add definitely that first one.
Yeah, the mega.
Let's think about this. I wonder if that effect is good. Unnatural selection.
Discard a card, then draw a card. If the card drawn as a unit, create a 1/1 Cathari irritant. That's quite decent.
Nah, I don't like it. Let's take the 1/3 next to it.
Yeah. This one is incredibly annoying, and this is a good card as well, Arch. After a friendly clone, after a friendly clone enters the field, target unit gets 1/1.
How many cards are we
on? 18.
Yeah, okay, so add that one then.
Rousing Signum. The first time a friendly Cathari iterant is created on your turn, trigger a target non-Paragon unit's muster.
No good. Thinking about the Disciple.
Yeah, so what you want, Disciple?
One create. Yeah, that card's probably fine.
3?
Yeah. And then let's go to the commons then.
Right, loads of these
you
ones.
have to select Cathari. Make sure you select Cathari in the top left. Yeah, okay.
I had. I don't know why that was doing that.
So we definitely want the 1 mana 2/2 on the top right.
Oh yeah. Strong.
Probably want. Oh, we definitely want that. It's the 2 mana 1/2. That card is insane.
This one, the Cunning Symphony. Yeah, I hate playing.
That just makes it infinite.
These are both decent as well, and Beacon of Genesis is good as well.
Let's take the Hydro.
Alkaline Hydralisk.
Yeah. We just need small stuff now. We've got big stuff. We just need to add loads of small things. And then let's scroll down.
These two?
No, I'm not sure about those.
Friendly units gain +1/+1.
It's only Aftermath though, so they just don't kill that one, and it doesn't do anything.
Okay. During first time a friendly non-token Cathari unit will be destroyed, put it in your hand instead.
No, it was 2.
First time unit deals combat damage to the enemy player on your turn, choose 1. The target unit gains armed, draw 1 card, create a 2/1/1 Cathari.
See, that's an example.
That's good, I think. But
it's an example of a card that would be good against certain decks and not good against others.
Yeah.
Okay, let's scroll down.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's it. That's
Oh,
max
that's
scroll.
it. Okay,
That's
so
max
let's
scroll.
go to the normal units then. So not the Catharis.
Start legendary.
Yeah.
Let's go with Cathari. There you go. I hope you guys are enjoying this because this is like, you know, primo deck building here.
Not sure any of these are worth. They don't really synergize. I mean, the Lord Half is kind of interesting, but I don't think it's good in this deck because we have more units than.
Yeah, this is a like kill them before turn 6 deck, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. Let's go rare. So what's this 1 mana 0/3?
Wannabe Warlord units. Oh shit.
Can't attack.
Didn't do that. How do I take that off? How do I take that off?
So you can't attack.
How does I take that off?
Armed
There we go. Got rid of
evasive.
it. Sorry, yeah. The can't attack. It attacks over 10.
Wait, how do you? So you have to buff this card, right? You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's terrible. We definitely don't want that. So let's go to uncommon. We just need 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
I don't know if I have this card, to be honest. I will find it.
It might be new. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah,
before.
I don't see him either. Like, I might have to get him.
The clone. That's probably good.
Yeah, clone is pretty decent. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
What was the one is it Master Poisoner? Maybe is the one that they use in this deck. Maybe he's a different one. He might be a common. Yeah, here we go. Oh, Artifact Appraiser, that's the one. Oh, if you have a relic, we don't have any relics. Yeah, that's not good. Where's Master Poisoner?
I don't know what that one is. Which one are you talking about?
There's one called Master Poisoner.
Let's just search for it then.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. It might be that it's Earthen and I'm just getting confused. No, it is. It's.
Any damage to attack.
No, maybe it's not that one.
Oh, that was kind of interesting. Probably can have one of those.
Yeah, I just.
It's so the reason that's good. The reason that's good in this deck. Actually, maybe I had 2. The reason it's good is because if they have a big thing, and you have the shitty 1/1, you just use your 1/1, and then this thing means that it dies because the 1/1 only needed to deal 1 damage to it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the commons.
I think we're actually on uncommon, but I'll put both up. We need 7 cards.
The double agent, maybe?
Did those poisoners just go into the decks? I swear they didn't.
Maybe double agent is playable.
Double agent.
Bottom left.
Oh, this guy, yeah. Aftermath. Yeah?
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, I mean it's a 2 drop, 2 mana 3/3. We have 41 now.
Are we 40? Oh, yeah, we are 41. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just reading the 33.
Yeah, I was also looking at that until.
Okay, we're at 40 now. That's it, right?
We need to be 40. Yeah.
Well, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, we can give it a spin. Take it for a spin.
Okay,
it's
cool.
not going to be the best, but considering we've done it on stream.
Yeah, but I mean, we can get good at it. Overwhelming odds? I don't know.
That's a little cringe.
Yeah,
Why don't we let chat? Why don't we let chat?
Yeah, chat. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. We need a good name for this deck.
Someone in chat has got a good...
Anyone in chat. LP, this is your job, bro. You've got to give us a good name for this deck. Real. That's what Logie just said. We can't call it real. Right, we're gonna call it real, and you guys have to think of a good name. LP, I know you're listening. I want a good deck name for this. Jeet deck. Oh, Arca. It's always Arca, isn't it?
Jeet deck.
Okay, right. Let's give this a go. Quick play, ranked game. Change deck. Let's go for real. Start match. Flapjacker. These names get worse and worse. The obvious one
Flapjacker,
was the
fairly
name of the
no.
stream. Renovatio. You want us to call it Renovatio.
That's a little cringe. It's not really a deck name, is it?
Yeah, it means rebirth in Latin or restoration in Latin or something. Quick question for LP, who's listening to stream. Did you change the what we were streaming? Because I know we were on COD.
He did, yeah.
Is there a parallel thing? Oh, Organ Core.
Greetings from the Ogden Core.
Not that bad.
Oh, frustrating. Oh, there is a parallel thing as well.
It's a glue. Where's my glue gone? You ever have this thing where you have something sitting around for ages you don't need, and then the 1 minute you do need it, it's just gone.
It's gone. The Jeet death is getting kicked from matchmaking, Arcus just said. I have literally no idea what chat is saying because I don't even have the stream up on my phone. I'm gonna get the stream up.
I'm only looking at the Discord.
Yeah, I'm looking at Discord because everyone has decided that they want to chat in the Discord for some reason. So let's have a look at the stream.
The exclusive Yantra Discord.
Exclusive key holders talking shit. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to swear. Dismiss. Right, that's fine.
Nice.
This is a while for a ranked match.
Maybe no one's playing. I mean, it is Tuesday afternoon. People have jobs, you know. Do
they?
No.
Yeah, I know, but you thought they would have put out like an AI bot to play us. I have played against AI bots in this game, so they did this a lot in Ori as well. Like they had a lot of. This is going to be so incredibly frustrating if we can't get a match. Like touching wood.
I'm sure. I mean, we can always queue for unranked, right?
Yeah, we can always play AI with it. So we will play. It's just that we may wipe the floor with AI.
We'll give it a couple minutes and then see.
Yeah, just see how it goes. I still haven't eaten my sandwich, so I could just do that.
I'm hungry just hearing you talk about it. I've got some fried chicken in the fridge. I think.
What was I doing? I was going to look at chat, wasn't I? Turn this down. Okay. Oh, there's lots of people in the chat. Oh, I mean, Susboy's given us his Prime gift. Thanks, Sus. We will use that to probably buy Flapjack for LP because LP has spent his entire morning sorting out the stream with me, which I'm very grateful for. But also, we sorted it all out and we had a sound problem as soon as we tried launch. As soon as Arch came onto the Zoom, and we'd spent all morning working on it. It's like, oh yeah, sounds.
Full disclaimer, it was not my fault.
Yeah, no, it wasn't your fault. I just, it's just the best laid plans of mice and men, I guess.
It's fine. Bonk is breaking out. We're all good.
Is it? Oh, okay, brilliant. Yeah, bonk to 1 billion. Woo! Let's go. I mean, we've still got loads of stuff to talk about. Right, so let's give up on this. We're not gonna get around.
Yeah, let's queue into AI.
Let's just play AI, right? Right. So unfortunately, we thought that we would. Please select a deck. So we just play our old deck.
Yeah, I don't mind either.
Yeah, we'll play our old deck. We'll see how we get on with it. Jesus Christ, what is wrong?
Yantra special.
Yantra special, we can't. Maybe I just turn it on and off again and I close it and just restart. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe unranked. Let's try it unranked. I'll try one more time unranked. If not, I'll close parallel and open up again. Yeah, it's gapped. Unbelievable. Can we still blame Kev? Probably not, actually. Yeah, it's the Um, Blues has just said the audio edge is a reason of the British accent. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I think Archer and I both speak the Queen's, so I mean, there's lots of different regional British accents. I think ours are pretty standard.
You mean? I think you mean the Kings.
The
now.
King. Oh yeah, sorry, the Kings.
I think you mean the Kings.
Yes, my bad. Oh, the game service is currently unavailable due to maintenance. We
Right,
are
okay.
so wrecked. Unbelievably wrecked. Oh dear. Why did it have to be now of all times?
Honestly, my experience with the client has not been good. I have to say.
No.
I know it's an in development game, but I have to say, like, that being said, at least it is a game, unlike on other certain projects.
Arcus just said the Jeep deck has worked as expected. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we tried. We built a lovely deck. What we'll do is we'll post the deck in the group, and then maybe later tonight we'll jump in Discord and we'll stream in Discord, just playing.
Yeah,
just playing a deck, maybe versus in the ranked, and we'll give it a go. Because that's incredibly frustrating. I really want to play with that deck. I was excited about it. So the Matrix is attacking Yantra. Yeah, true, very true. All right, okay. Well, anyway, guys, look, we'll push on. Let's move on. So yeah, LP, another shout out to you. Any questions? Get them ready because we're going to do charts. We're going to look at some coins, and then maybe we'll circle back around and see if we can log back into Parallel and see if we can play at the end. Very frustrating. So yeah, get all the questions ready because we'll go charts, we'll go Q&A, and then we'll try and do Parallel, and then if not, we'll call it a day, and maybe a bit later this evening we'll try and stream and have a little go on in the Discord. Actually, we'll just do it in Discord. Actually, we can maybe do it back here. Let's see how it goes. Okay, right. So chart wise, guys. So I've got a list of coins here that I think are quite strong. Somebody's mentioned Bonk's gone to all-time high again, which is pretty rad. So yeah, I mean that's pretty good. So basically, what I've done is I've done a list of coins, and I know Hero has been asking me to do this for quite a while, but I'm gonna start with I'm just gonna grab a random chart, probably like ETH BTC, or maybe ETH BTC is probably the best one. Is this a clean chart? Let's just get rid of Golden Cross as well. We don't want full either. Right. So really, what I wanted to do just for Hero is I want to start off with, and bear with us, guys. Right. If you've been doing this for a long time, you're gonna know, right? Okay. But I'm just gonna pick any of these, right? So these are weekly candles, right? And why we use candlesticks as opposed to price as a line, right? Price as a line. Why we use candlesticks is because they give us more information than price as a line does. So they give us a high, a low, an open, and a close, right? So if we just check this candlestick here, right? So we have a low, which is this level down here. Let me get my little paintbrush on. We have a low, we have a high, right? Okay, we have an open, and we have a close, right? Where the close is lower than the open, it ends up being a red candlestick. Where the close is higher than open, ends up being a green candlestick, which like one of these. Yeah, any of the ones that have gone up. Sorry, I've got my weird paint bar indicator off. I'll turn it off, right? So, okay, so there's actually green candle, but you can see both of them next to each other, right? So yeah, when the close is higher than the open, you get a green, and vice versa, right? So really, what I wanted to say is this is a weekly candle, right? So this ends up being a very high time frame, kind of like a master time frame candle, and this is the kind of time frame that you use to identify a trend, right? And within the high time frame, so many cool questions on this thing. There's loads of people watching. It's great. So within this candle here, right? This is a weekly candle. This is going to be made up of 7 daily candles, right? So it sounds really silly, right? But just to start from the very beginning and understand what we're looking at and the data that just one candlestick provides us, to be able to identify a trend and then to zoom in to subordinate smaller time frames to find where we can take advantage of a trend or find entry and exit, right? Because I mean, from this you know, there's you know, from these high time frames, it's very hard to, you know, find entries and exits. We need to go down to much smaller time frames. So really, this one candle here that I'm going to pick, I'll probably pick on the next one as well, is contained of 7 daily candles, right? So you can see here, right, these 7 candles here. If I actually just go back up one, and if I just find that one is the 30th, and that one's the 30th. So this is the 6th to the 13th. Cool. Okay. Son of a bitch. I saw again. I'm so bad at this. Like I can't do it, guys. Okay, let's go vertical. So it's the 6th there, and the 13th is there. So all these candles, these daily candles in here, right, end up putting in the weekly low, the weekly high, the open, and the close, right? So within all of these, you should find that from here, the body of the candle will be in between these 2 candles here, right? So it'll be this bit, right? The wicks of the candle, the ends, will be the bits here and the bits here, right, in between. Now, even going even further down, right, is then you go down to maybe a 4-hour time frame where you're going to have 6 candles that are going to make up your daily candle, right? So then we go down even further in between here, and then we find, okay, so here, right, in between our week, we then have all of these 4-hour candles. Once again, still gives us the same information as the weekly, right? It opens here, it closes here, the high is up here at the very top of the wick, and the low is down here, right? It's the same information. And
That's just beautiful. That's just beautiful mean reversion.
Yeah.
In one candle.
It's just murdering everyone in every which way you're going. Yeah, stop to run either side. It's brilliant. So yeah, that's really like where I wanted to start with just understanding, guys, is you can take a candle and understand that candle is comprised of smaller candles, and then that candle is comprised of even smaller candles, and it fractally goes all the way down, right? So we can go even further. We can go to like a 4-hour, we can go to a 30-minute channel, right? So once again, we just get more information, right? And really what I'm getting at here, guys, right, is that, so we have way more candles, but all of these candles here make up the weekly candle. Once again, open, low, high, close, right? It's all the same. All of these candles just make that one big weekly candle that we're looking at. And really where I'm getting at with this, right, is if I go to a higher time frame, is that on a higher time frame, right, trending assets, right, and obviously, you know, this is what we're looking at. Trending assets on a higher time frame will look like this, right? As you delve down into lower time frames, different color. Oh, didn't mean for that one to be a different color. As you drill down into lower time frames, the same trend will end up looking like this. It'll be a lot messier, but essentially it still started at point A and it's ended at point B. Starts at point A, starts at point B. This is what I'm saying. And then when you even get even smaller into this, it gets even crazier. It's like, you see what I mean? So like it means what I'm trying to really get at here and just explain to you guys is, once again, trends on a higher time frame, when you look at prices align, look very smooth, very easy. But then once you drill down to it, it becomes a lot of noise, becomes you know, composed of a lot of things. So it's really, when you're looking especially at these markets, right, we want to be looking for trends. We're looking for an upward trend, right? We then need to look within the candles to find the lower time frames, to find where we're going to make our entry and exits, right? So that's really like a very basic yeah, understanding candlesticks, understanding what we're looking at when we look at a chart. Right, that's good. I can get rid of all that. So I'm seeing chat go off. I don't want to turn my head and all these experienced traders going, oh, why are you teaching us stuff you're supposed to learn at school? Because we want to help people. Right, so let's move on. Let's look at some coins. Right, let's have a look. What is candlestick with Papa Supreme? It's Unky Supreme. It's not Papa Supreme. We need a swear jar. Treasury.yantra. Blah blah. I have a swear pass. Silly Neck, can you summarize Yantra stream, more specifically the TA? Because what the fuck? Logi, maybe swear again. Okay, Jesus. Right, so
Yeah, I feel like he's abusing his moderator privilege.
Yeah, I think maybe we have to make Arch a moderator as well if he's interested
Yeah,
in
it's,
it. So.
it's inevitable, I think.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen. So, okay, look, what we'll do here is let's start with gaming, right? We'll look at all the gaming coins. And really, you know, just going back to what we said earlier, we want to be looking at like the strongest assets, right? We want to be in the strongest coins. If there's something, say, since October and it hasn't done a 2x, right? I think if it's part of your portfolio, a significant part of your portfolio, you really need to be questioning why the fuck you're holding it. Oh, I've done it again, guys. Logi, why have you done this to me, right? But anyway, yeah, I think you really need to be questioning why you're holding something that hasn't gone 2x. I think it needs to be taken off your relative strength list because we really just want to be long in the strong stuff. So if we stick with what we've been doing so far on the stream and we just look at the gaming stuff that we think is quite cool. Obviously, the stuff that we already have positions from a guild side, right, is already in. It's in our banner, right? Just so we don't forget, right? You know, we've got Friendtech, DeFi Kingdoms, Illuvium. I'll add Illuvium as well. Treasure was actually one the community made me put in there. You know, fair enough. You know, we are a community-led project, so yeah, fine. Ori, Parallel, Treeverse, and Star Atlas. I think in terms of development and stuff, and I've consulted with MintSource. If anyone who doesn't know, MintSource works for a large Japanese gaming company that rhymes with pony, and he has experience of bringing games to market, which I've played quite a lot of his games that he's brought to market, and they're good games. So, and so probably would have you guys as well. He also built one of the worst football championship managers ever made. I'm sure he'll pop up in chat and tell us all that as well. So yeah, those are the games that we're interested in. Obviously, we've also built our own game as well called Camel Drift. More on that on another stream. I'm not even going down the camel thing at the moment. So let's just look at this. Let's look at Atlas, right? Atlas, once again, this fits the bill. In terms of how well it's done. I think for me, it's been absolutely crushed because of the high inflation or whatever. Let's try and look at what's it done off the bottom. Okay, yeah. So I mean, it qualifies. It's done a 3.5x. It qualifies that we would be looking to take more Atlas, right? So it's a pretty decent game. Solana also, we've got that narrative as well. So that's pretty decent. In terms of where to buy this, I mean, very simply, I don't know if I want to draw from that wick, but I think, this kind of anywhere down here, I think, if you guys don't know what the golden pocket is, we'll do it on another stream, but anywhere here would be a pretty decent buy. If you get it, I think if the asset was really strong, you'd be looking at the 0.32 fib there. So yeah, I think anywhere here, you just chow down. You can also say as well, the high that made the low, when we broke this high, we actually on a daily time frame, on a weekly time frame even, we've actually broken market structure. So what was a downtrend is potentially now reversing into an uptrend. So this break here is really key. So this is a very key level here, and it kind of matches up as well with our golden pocket, which is going to be in and around here anyway. And you can see here it was resistance. So that's Atlas. That looks pretty good. Arch, anything to say? I know you like Atlas.
I don't know. Chart mooning, buy lots. Not financial advice.
Cool. That's good. We've already done disclaimer, so we don't have to tell anyone. Ori as well. It's another one, another Atlas one. Pretty cool game. It's one of our ones as well.
I forgot to say. Apparently, there's some rumors about it getting listed on Coinbase as well.
Oh yeah, so. With Atlas, there's rumors of Coinbase listing, which is incredibly bullish because then you have all the retail access to it. And I'm going to be like my personal trainer. He's buying Solana, right? And I said to him, well, if you get an opportunity to get any pullback in Solana, you should buy. He's like, oh, should I sell? I'm like, no, because, if you're not a sophisticated investor. I was just like, just buy at any price, just keep buying. And then in 2 years, you're not going to care whether you bought at 60, 40, 30 or 20 or whatever, because it's going to be higher. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, so. But he keeps all his money on Coinbase, and he will not deviate from Coinbase. So yeah, if the projects are on Coinbase, you have access to this retail. I actually don't like this. I think the Radium one's a bit better. Yes, this one. Okay, let's go on daily. So I actually really, oh my god, it hasn't done it again. There should be way more history than this, but I'm not gonna bother. But yeah, I think once again this meets our criteria for has it done from put it from there, to be honest. Yeah, it's been pretty significant. I think that's actually lower since I don't know, but it's down here, isn't it? Yeah. So once again, it's roughly in line with Atlas, right? I think in terms of where to buy it, I know that the suppression. I don't know why it hasn't shown the previous chart, but it's like basically like one is the suppression level, so it was like this, and then this. It's basically looks like that. I just drawn it on for you because I don't know why. So yeah, as soon as it's broken out of one, once again, it was the same as with Atlas as well. As soon as it's broken out of one, it looks like a very nice triple bottom pattern that's broken its suppression level at one. So now that's actually broken market structure from a downtrend into an uptrend, right? You guys will learn this pretty quickly the more we stream. So once again, where do we buy? Well, we bring our fibs out, right? And I just want to get rid of this. Gecko Terminal is new to me. I did it for this session because this is really dodgy. So yeah, I think once again, yeah, anywhere near the one, right? So I think anywhere near the one, anywhere under one, I think is just close your eyes and buy. I know as well, some of you guys as well are in the Crypto Seer group. Rep out the shout out to Crypto Seer. Arch is actually mod of that group as well. So I'm sure he will tell you more about that in future streams. But I know Crypto Seer is watching Ori as well. I think the mechanic in the game is that you have to have Ori to hatch. I think it's like 20 Ori to hatch the little Aurorians, the Pokemons that you use to play the game. It's quite important to have a significant amount of this coin if you're going to be playing the game. So it reminds me of Pokemon Stadium crossed with old school RuneScape, the game. It's a cool game. I also know that they have a bunch of cash, like 60 odd million, and they didn't get done by FTX as well. They refused to. When SBF was pressuring them to put money into FTX, they said no. So, base team, very cool. Okay, next one is Jewel. Let's just do Jewel. I don't even know where to buy this. I'm not even going to tell you where to buy it. It's because it's just absolutely nuts. But we can talk about essentially. Okay, so it's a little different here, right? Because I essentially Arch disagree with me, right? These are the highs that before the lows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So market structure has not yet been.
It's not been broken, but if this thing pumps, it's max pain. It's max pain for everyone. So it's pretty cool.
You can also use the volume to check, right? Like if it's a legit pump.
Yeah.
You can see it's like it's much bigger than it has been the last 3 months. So.
Yeah. It's been okay, and I like what it's done here as well. Oh, I really don't like Gecko Terminal. Let's just try and do that. Yeah, not a fan. Maybe I'll go back to Deck Screener for next stream. I like the volume spring off the bottom. I think that's good.
Yeah, the buyback.
Yeah, it's good because it's made this level here, and then it's came down here, tested, pumped off, then ran it, and then instantly ran it back, consolidated, and now it's gone. So yeah, this one hasn't broken market structure. I would not suggest. I don't have anywhere to suggest where to buy this right now. I think we need to wait and have more information. But they've been building, right? They've been building. They have a very loyal community. We have loads of DFK guys in Yantra, absolutely loads of them. So yeah, something to watch. I think as well, Prime as well.
Yeah, Prime chart is just sick.
Yeah, Prime's really good. Launched at 7, right? It's now back up and around all-time highs.
Yeah.
I think in terms of this, I mean, this is actually a chart where you've actually got everything. I think it's very plus EV to buy things at new highs, right? And this is the high here. I actually remember when this launched, right? I saw someone FOMO 120 grand into the Pico top of this. And I remember watching the books and being like, eek, like very, very scared. This is something we can legitimately dip by here, without a doubt. And I would be using once again, yeah, 5. I was saying this to Mint Source in DM, right? Bless you. I would say, yeah, 5. 5 is a good dip buy. Anything here where essentially you had, when it did this, which I quite like, right, is it ran this kind of, this, bottom pattern here, and it had
Accumulation.
accumulation, and it had a suppression level here, and then when it pumped out and came up here, it actually came back down and tested it again, and then before it went, that's really nice, right? Because that really shores this up, right? So it means that the and also once again, when you look at trend, right, on a higher time frame, this will look like this. Come down here, retest here, and then you're coming down, and then you're looking to buy another higher low for a continuation of trend, right? And this is where we are at the moment, right? Is we're looking to buy this dip wherever it's going to come. And yeah, I think once again, looking at here, anywhere, 5, anything under 5, I just think you just buy it, and it will take some time to resolve. But once again, this is a gaming. This is going to be new narrative, and something that's gone to all-time highs. It's pretty plus EV to either buy the next break of all-time highs, or buy the dip and wait for it to go again. So yes, decent trade.
Yeah, all this gaming stuff is actually just wild. So I just a quick interjection. I've just come back from Japan, right? So I was there for a whole month, and I could not believe every time I went to public transport, the age demographic variance on who was playing games on their phone on the trains. Like there were like really young people and really old people and middle-aged people all playing games. Like some genuinely old people were playing games on their phones. So it's literally just the demand is massive for that industry. It's literally just a case of which is the game that's going to integrate crypto, like blockchain, into gaming, right? Like that's the only bit that's left to solve.
Yep, agreed. Totally agreed. This chart, so this is a mega low cap, right? Which we normally don't talk about, but I think it's gonna be hard from a TA point of view because it's like 6 mil market cap. This is actually one Crypto Seer showed us in his group, and yeah, guys, if you're not in that group, talk to Arch in the Yantra. I mean, this one trade has paid for 20 years of Crypto Seer membership in his Discord. Like he shilled us this coin here, right? Literally there, right? I put in 5k, something like that. It took me a while. I did it over a significant amount of time, probably like a week or 2 weeks. Up huge, absolutely huge, and we are so early on this one. It's magnificent. I don't think the TA is going to work because it's just such a low cap, and look at all these wicks of just cheating, right? So yeah, I mean, you could say, okay, well, buy 7, right? The all-time high, or even lower, 6, right? If you could even get it, right? What this is Metablocks, right? And this is like a metaverse play, but also a gameplay. So these guys are Roblox devs. They build Roblox games. They share their revenue with the holders of the coin, right? So every so often they'll distribute ETH, right? So whatever they make from their Roblox game, they do well. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I have always wanted some high beta on Roblox, like just wanted some way of having some crypto exposure to Roblox metaverse. I think this is at the moment. This is like a metaverse gaming play for me. Mega cool. Roblox is huge. I would definitely keep an eye on this one. We're so early, like Crypto Twitter doesn't even know about this yet. And the first thread I saw on Crypto Twitter was as we were breaking all-time highs, right? Someone was posting about that. So yeah, pay attention to this one. Sus, do not FOMO in. Be patient and wait for it to come back because it will come back. It's mega low liquidity. So yeah, I'm not even going to say when to buy that. Like, you're on your own there. Okay, cool. That's gaming done. AI. We've got to move on to AI. I think Prime as well. I know they have an AI game. Prime is in that nice. It straddles both of them, right? And the Prime chart is really nice. So Teo is just a frigging beast. I mean, like, this is the thing. I'm not even sure it's topped out, so I don't even know what to suggest? Uniswap's probably not the best thing to price this on. I think that I think the high on MEXC was like 115. So if I know the low was about 30 anyway. So if I just do it like that, and that's like, this is already getting to incredible levels. Like if you had just bought the all-time, once again, this goes back to what I was saying about Prime. Buying new highs in a bull market is so plus EV. It's insane. It really is. Yeah, I mean, personally, I think this thing's going over to 1,000. I don't know if it gets there in one shot. What I did say about it as well is that it reminds me of 2013, 2014 Bitcoin, in terms of the cult community. I went into the Teo Discord, right? And I was like, hey, look, I've got a good graphics card. I've got like top of the range, 3 series NVIDIA graphics card. I was like, I want a mine. And all of them were so rude to me. They were like, well, if you don't have experience in AI, you're never going to, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, I don't, but I'd like to learn. I'm curious, and, I know my way around a computer. And they were just
Well,
so...
I'm not sure about that after the
Well,
audio
yeah,
issues,
okay, agreed.
carry
I
on.
mean, like, my streaming skills leave a lot to be desired. But in terms of other computer stuff, I think, oh, okay, I'll quite happily give anything a go. And they were just so rude to me. So yeah, they're a real cult community. And yeah, I think in terms of price action, you think in 2013 when Silk Road went bust, essentially a lot of supply came off the market at that point. And then Bitcoin went from like sub 100 to 400, pulled back to 200, and then went to 1,000 pretty quickly before China banned it and MTGOX blew up. So I think when what's it called? Dan Moorhead's company. Oh, the name. So, somebody in chat's going to tell me in a minute. Come on. What's that blue name? Pantera. Right, it's Pantera. When Pantera, they have a really good track record for absolute amazing calls. Whenever they put out a newsletter, I actually read them. It's one of the very few, I don't know if they're VCs or their investment fund or whatever, it's one of the very few that I'll read and actually take seriously, because he has made me a lot of money in the past. And they came out and said, we're investing in this. I bought more straight away, and I was already in it anyway. So this is an absolute beast. And what I really like about it as well is kind of before this, you kind of look at like FET and AGIX, and you kind of and also WorldCoin as well, and you kind of looked at them and you were like, and you're kind of like, this it's crap, really, isn't it? And then when you look at this, you're like, okay, well, there's actually something here. There's a bit of substance. And so yeah, to me, this is the blue chip. This is the Aave. The next Aave is Aave. It's this, right? So similarly as well, Olas. I mean, arts again. I've got a bunch of this as well. It's a similar sort of thing, right? Beautiful chart. Once again, I can't be sure it's topped, right? So I can't really suggest where to buy it, right? Whereas I think everything else may have slowed down significantly. But yeah, once we're getting to similar sort of things, you just buy the all-time high breaks and you just forget about it. Once again, and this is similar, right? This is training AI agents to solve problems. Very cool coin. Once again, it's got something to it. And I was actually saying to LP this morning that Teo and Olas, they're kind of like pistons. Like Teo goes, Olas pulls back. Olas goes, Teo pulls back. It's really nice that it's got really good rotation between the two. So yeah, I really like Olas. Once again, I can't suggest where we buy it because I'm not sure it's finished doing what it's going to be doing. And it's a lot easier to identify. Arca said this to me earlier, right? He said that rather than trying to time a top, wait for this to happen and wait for the flow back and then sell here, right? Because then if you're wrong, you just rebuy there, right? So, and then you get that, right? So that's what Arca said, is you wait for the death candle and you wait for the bull trap, right? So the mean reversion, and then you have a decent risk profile to sell into here, right? And if you're wrong, you just buy the all-time high break again, right? So that's what I look for. you know, when that happens, then we can make some more assumptions about what's going to happen. But I know from crypto that there's also like rounded tops, especially like Prime as well. That does something like this, you know, and it just starts, you know, like that. Very simply, that's also a pattern that happens in crypto as well. And this is like the distribution cylinder, right, going upwards. So that's quite cool.
Looks like Loggy's shilling his bags.
Check chart. I saw it 10 million for like 50%. Okay, let's go for it, man. Like, you know, why not? Okay, I think that's AI.
Guys, if you buy Yantra key on Frentech, your shield bags will be presented on stream.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. If you have a Yantra key and you're in the key chat, I will shield your bags on stream for you. Wow. Okay, Logi, what does it do? I'm not going to look for it. I can't be bothered. 70 million market cap. What does it do? What is it? What sector? Tell us more. It looks pretty good. Looks done well. I mean, once again, there's no way I'd come into it, but I thought it's a bridge. It's a bridge. An ERC20 to Bitcoin bridge. Okay, that's quite cool. I mean, they don't really exist. Yeah. Okay, interesting chart. I mean, we don't know if it's topped. These candles are kind of a bit strange. Volume's up here, so you'd be kind of a bit nervous. But yeah, there we go. Do blur. The blur's coming, mate. Don't worry. Blur's on the list. Right, so that's that done. I think we've done AI. The next one I'm gonna do. Okay, these are money printers, right? So in my mind, right, and this once again, I'm gonna say this is actually Arca who said this, right? I'm not gonna quote it. I'm not gonna claim it. Sorry. We are redacted on We are bullish on people being max redacted and entering their private keys into Telegram bots. I don't think that trend's going away anytime soon. I think Unibot is, regardless of what you think about it, it's just a money printer. You put it in. What I like about it, right, is they have a product, they have a service, right? They have revenue from people using the product or service, and it gets churned back into people who got the token, right? I really like that. That's revenue producing, right? Banana Bot's like 30, 40% at the moment. And the thing is where that money's coming from is people using the product or service. That's really cool, right? And especially come a bull market, these become very relevant. There's no reason why Unibot, Banana, I mean, this can't be over $1,000, no, without a doubt. Just makes the flywheel spin faster. Yeah, so I mean, the easy place to buy this, right, is buy the money printers, is just anywhere down here. Any runs of these lows, I think it's reaccumulation. I think there's an argument here of this initial position building right here before this pump, because down here there wasn't the time, but there also wasn't the liquidity to be able to build the position. I think the main position building was done here, so it's likely whatever. What do they call it in composite operator? That we go in Wyckoff, right? Whatever composite operators were getting involved here will quite likely support this area again. So yeah, anywhere down here, I think this potentially a very good USD trade. And once again, you just leave it in your wallet. You're going to be getting more Unibot, right? Because there's more people using it. And the same with Banana as well. Banana's different chart, right? Because this is actually broken all-time high. Oh, I really hate when they have the wick. I will just have to get the other chart up. Maybe this one. I don't know if there's a thing to filter outliers. Useless. All right, I've had enough. I'm going to deck screen. I've had enough. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, what are we looking at, Banana? Try something new. Use extra. Yeah, so what I like about this one is, once again, it's grown its all-time high. Massive amounts of FUD. Devs can't even write a contract, but once again, max bullish on people being redacted and putting private keys into Telegram bots. It's absolutely nuts. So yeah, what I really like about this one is, you know, we have kind of a high, where here, all-time high, kind of pulled back here, made a low. You know, it came out of it, broke market structure here, maybe here is the argument as well. Broke market structure, pulled back, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You can see where we're going. So actually this is on trend, right? And because it's sort of broken all-time highs, we're at the situation right now is that you would just be looking to buy this somewhere. And, you know, to break this uptrend structure that we're looking at from this point here, right? So this channel here, we'd be looking anywhere, right? This is kind of your like negation point, right? Of where this actually goes from being an uptrend to maybe it's coming back down into downtrend to make a bigger consolidation. So the closer to this kind of area, this $12 that you can get an entry, the better in my mind, right? Because yeah, that anything down here, as long as it kind of holds this and doesn't really wick any much lower, it just becomes another higher low, and then you look for it to make a higher high again, and the trend continues. The final one, oh yeah, I don't even have anything. The final one is actually a smaller one, right? So another low cap. Wand, right? Why I really, do you know what? I've said this. Sus is going to FOMO. I know he is. He's just going to FOMO. These guys, Osdeo, they're actually really clever people. Group of devs, way more redacted than we are in Yantra. Like Arca would, you know, wouldn't even register on the spectrum compared to these guys. Le Miao, if
which is saying something.
It's saying something very significant. He's going to pop up a chat in a minute and harangue me for that one. But yeah, this is nice, guys. Like this, you know, from the launch, the guy. I've from the end of, I think, when did I first see them? End of 2021 or in 2022, and these guys popped up, and I was like, these guys are actually smart. Like they're builders. Like they know what they're doing. Well, do any of us know what we're doing? But what I really like about them is I was always looking for a way to get exposure, and they had an NFT, and I was like, meh, I'm not going to buy their NFT. This is their first kind of product that they've got out there where I can actually get exposure to them, and it's once again it's a Telegram trading bot, but it's not actually live at the moment. It started as a friend tech bot, I think, right now. So kind of like CityBot. So you know, we keep asking Arca, when are we going to get City Token? I mean, this thing is basically CityNet, even worse than CityNet actually. This is like just CityBot, and it's got almost a $1 million market cap. So you know, Arca, get a token out. Everyone wants it. You know, let's do a deal. Let's sort it out. And yeah, like this is really nice. Like all the crap's been through. We've got an all-time high here. It's probably 1.2. Yeah, it's decent. Okay, so that's max redacted. Let's finish this off really quickly. Let's look at the meme coins, right? So we'll look at Bonk. Once again, we don't know if this has topped out, but it looks like it's continuing to go up, right? It's broken its all-time high. Where are we? This is a terrible job. I'm never using Gecko Terminal ever again. I've had no problems like this on Dex Screener ever. This is terrible. Try something new, they said. Yeah, once again, we don't even know where this is going to top out. But yeah, max redacted. High beta Sol is great. I like that. I like that idea. Yeah, mega cool. I mean, I can't really say anything. It's uptrend. It's just let it happen, right?
I found a bag that I forgot about. That's quite nice.
Yeah, guys. If Arch ever says he never has any money, it's a lie. He went to an exchange and found a ridiculous amount of bonk in there. Realised he's now really rich, so he can never complain about.
No, I haven't got any money, guys.
He's got no money.
Please donate to the stream.
Yeah, terrible.
I'll send my PayPal.
Yeah, bonk. Yeah, good coin. Number go up once again. I can't say where to buy. Who knows? It's still going up.
Just buy the dip.
Just buy any dips. I think it's pretty good. Pepe's more an interesting one. Oh my god. Oh, the frustration. Why don't they have a thing that kills outliers, right? Because
I don't know. I just use TradingView.
Yeah, I mean for Pepe. Yeah, essentially here, this is like this is the level. I think everything under this kind of level here, we got 1.2 basically, 1.9. As soon as we start getting up here, the more structure we kind of, if we bang into this and come back down and we just build more structure, or even if we kind of head here, um, it's, I think this is position building. This is forming a bottom here. I don't think I want to fade. At the same point, I know people don't like Pepe. Sus was chiding me for the other day for releasing some Pepe Bitcoin TA, ticker Bitcoin TA. But
Really?
yeah, he was. He was just like Pepe's dog shit. Oh, I've done it again. And yeah, no, I agree with him. But I was like, so's ticker Bitcoin. Like, we know what we're buying. So yeah, I think as soon as we start getting above this level, it becomes like a bonk, right? And you just have to close your eyes and buy it, and with an amount of money that you'd be happy with it going to zero. But I don't think you can not be exposed to this. I think you have to be in it somewhere. But yeah, this is the key level. But yeah, I think everything under here is just positioning. This is just people positioning. How much longer is this going on for? We don't know. But yeah, definitely think it's position building. Again. It's going to. I know Ticker Bitcoin's got the same issue. Yep. Once again, down terribly. Yeah, Ticker Bitcoin easier in my mind to TA this. Yeah, so it's tricky, but I think this is the key area to watch now. Right, I did actually have visions of these lows being taken out, and I think if we did get these lows taken out, I think it's probably like now a buy, because the thesis with Ticker Bitcoin is that if there is approval 10th of Jan, right? To me, it's selling on approval. As soon as the BTC ETF is approved, I want to sell. I want to sell into that. So yeah, I think we just have to maybe even a pull back into like 10 or something like that. If it's looking likely that the ETF's gone, it's a pretty good trade. But I have heard people like it would be max pain if it was delayed again. But if not, it's going to be a really great start to the year for everyone next year. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Also, it's going to be very hard to buy these all-time high breaks. But I think that probably the thing is when you keep bashing into resistances, eventually they will come down. So I think when it goes, I have this thing that when it does actually go, it's just going to go like that. Like it will be insane, and it will just be in one candle, and you'll just be left behind if you're not in it. So it's going to be hard. It's not going to be an easy trade. Right. Okay. Blur. Yes.
Looks like Bitcoin is really going for it.
Normal Bitcoin, big
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Yeah.
It's really.
Oh, wrong
yeah,
chart.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, so we know that. Why did it just delete all my levels? So many technical issues on this stream. It's just the universe that we're being attacked. It's just like, oh, there we go. My levels are back. So guys, all my levels are like from people saying and doing silly things, right? So yeah, I think the next. What do we say it was, Arch, on the heat map? It's like 46.
47.
Yeah.
47 is the next real zone.
Yeah, so you get up here, there's going to be a whole bunch of liquidations. So this is kind of the next area to look for on that one. Right, okay, blur. So blur's interesting because you need it to farm blast. Once to get, like it becomes hard, right? Because do you buy the pullback from that, or do you buy the pullback from that to find a confluence? Let's have a look. Yeah, so I think here this is pretty decent. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was significant here as well. And also I could say, yeah, Blur hasn't done its market structure break until we've taken out 0.8, right? So I think you've got to look at this structure here, be looking to either take breakout trades here or on the pullbacks. I think it's there.
Do
Because
you think there's a reason to buy Blur over these other?
yeah, I think
Other coins?
I think it's worth it because you can just it's now yield bearing, right? Is you're going to be getting Blast. I know Blast is
Oh, is it? Right.
yeah, because you can stake it for Blast, but um, Blast is mega diluted, right? Because there's just so much money, and this is another thing with Blast, right? Is it reminds me of what do they call it? Slockit, the Deo, in 2016, I think, where it just locked up a bunch of ETH, right? And it's done the same as well. It's taken 500, 600 million off market that can't be long BTC or ETH. I mean, that's huge, guys, right? That's a lot of money, and that money is basically locked, right? That cannot be, it's long default ETH, but it can't be traded, right? So that money's off the table. That's huge. And so it kind of is a bit of a trap to me, and it is very diluted. What I'm most interested in is when we get to February, how much of that money comes out, because those, like we've got in Friendtech now, is where we've had a bunch of, like Arch said, he made a lot in the beginning, then, it got really, smashed down in terms of his points. Now the points are really good because everyone's cheated in the second leg of the second half of the airdrop farm. Are we going to see that in Blur? That's what I'm interested in. Come Feb, are we putting more money into Blur because everyone's cheated and it's less diluted, and now we're getting faster blast spins, right? So that's what I'm interested in, from that point of view. Yeah, so I think it's either a breakout trade or this. I wouldn't want to fade, but once again, on a higher time frame, there's no market structure break until this. But it could, it's gonna be so hard that it could just grind, right? If you look at Sushi as well, Sushi did something like this as well. When it reversed, it just kept making these bull flags, right? Because these are bull flags, right? Like this is a bull flag, right? That's a bull flag there. And it just did this, and it just kept making bull flags like the entire way up to all-time highs, to 6 or 7, and then went to 20, right? It just kept doing it. So yeah, there we go. There's Blur. So I think the last two, I think we've got Rollbit, Ox, and Kuji. So Kuji's DeFi, it was definitely one of the leaders. I think this is potentially just a breakout trade. You need to find someone to buy this. I don't think it's going to pull back. I think you just have to kind of just buy this out here. Like mega strong, it's in price discovery. I can't really say. I think you just have to buy it. You just have to find someone to buy it on a low time frame. This structure, manage your risk. You can manage your risk from under this. When I say manage your risk, guys, is you basically say, well, I buy here. This is my point of negation. If price goes below this, then I sell, right? So when I say manage your risk, you're looking, under here. If you're buying here, you're looking to, if it goes below here, I'll sell.
It looks like there's a nice trend line to buy the breakout of.
Yeah. I think it looks alright actually, because this looks like this reminds me, Axie did this right on its first time.
Shakeout.
Yeah, it did this, and then everyone's just like, oh shit, like I'm gonna sell, and then just went like this, and just went on. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm saying, guys.
It's just like Bitcoin in summer.
Yeah, without a doubt. So yeah, when you have these points of negation, like this one would be a big one. The closer you can buy to this, you have a really good risk reward from there. So the last one's Gamblefy. Just pick Rollbit and Ox just because it's just mega simple. I potentially maybe, because I know these have been, why we're looking at all this stuff is because they're top performers, right? I think maybe that with Rollbit is because of the whole Binance thing and how they've settled with the SEC, and CZ's going to do hard time, right, for 18 months, probably get out in like 9 or something or whatever. But that actually, even though they're going after Binance again, that probably shifts some focus to the other ones, like the Bybits and the Rollbits. So Rollbit might actually at some point in the future come under a bit of SEC scrutiny. That kind of worries me. So even though it's been a great performer, I'd still have that in the back of my mind, that because of the whole Binance thing, it's like, okay, well, we've had our big win against Binance, we're still gonna like prod them and bleed them a little bit more, but there's probably lower hanging fruit now. We've probably picked the Binance fruit now. Let's look at the other stuff that we can really tighten up on. So yeah, Rollbit would definitely, you know, be up there. I think on a higher time frame, you're looking for like sorry, you'd be looking for once again that point of negation, right, which is here, and you know, the closer you can get to buying these points, the better. The problem is as well, these lows here, I think price gets down there, I start to get very scared. If price hang around, this should be an area of deep value, right? I think if price gets down there, you should be very, very scared. But potentially, because of this nice trend, you can see here, right, on a higher time frame, you know, you have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You know, this could be forming a higher low here, ready to go for a higher high, right? And maybe we don't believe the FUD, and we just look on a pure price orientated approach, and this could potentially be building out some sort of bottom around here. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'd say with that one. With Ox as well, very simple. Long Suzu, long the redemption arc. I don't care what you had about him. He made a lot of money last cycle, and to be fair, he was actually, you know, doing it. So once again, we have the post capitulation, you know, bottom kind of structure here. It doesn't look particularly pretty right now. You know, I think if this doesn't hold, you potentially could be looking for like a retest of these lows. But once again, you know, the closer down here we get, the risk reward actually gets really, really nice. So yeah, let's see how this develops. But yeah, I mean, yeah, once again, this channel here, if I just quickly there, we want this to hold. If this holds, then you know, you just get more chop, but it's a slow upward grind chop, and eventually it will just go like that, right? So that's ideally what we'd want. We want it to kind of hold. So yeah, I think maybe Suzu being out is maybe a bit of psyops, because you know, just saying GM on Friendtech and saying GM on Twitter, anyone could do that. Anyone who has access to his accounts can do that. So I'd say maybe a psyops. But yeah, I think I'd be potentially looking for like these guys. And I know Crypto Seer said as well, like, we're looking for like the next FTX, and I think maybe the next FTX is on chain, and we're looking at Ribbon, right? I think Ribbon's done quite well. Yeah, this is it, right? I'm pretty sure this is it. I think it's called Avo, right? So this is another one I'm looking at as well, and looking for. I know that they did like a really. They let the VCs, you know, get into them really, really like farming airdrop. But yeah, I could say here just any pullback it would be nice. Like anything down here, I'll probably start buying some, because this could be the next Avo, could be the next FTX, but it's all on chain. And you know, CryptoSeer said in his chat, he was just like, we want an on-chain DEX that's liquid, that does the nimble FTX price launches, which would be great, but also allows us to hold tokenized stocks, use them as collateral to trade crypto. You get that, guys. Like I'm in. I'm so in. I'm all over that. We just need the liquidity. I think people will follow as well. And I think I want to be one of the earlier people into that. I don't want to be, oh, okay, well, it's already started doing these things. I want to be, okay, well, what's the probability of these things happening in the future, and then bringing out the stuff, and then I want to front run it. So yeah, I'm definitely paying attention. So I should have put this on my list. It's something we've been going through the last few days, so it's on the list. And then the last, is there one more? LP, I hope you've got the Q&A. No, we've done it all, right? We've done it all.
I think we got through the things that we said.
Okay, well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and hopefully, yeah, all that stuff is going to be some of the top performers. I mean, we've missed Audi as well. I had Audi here. It's been doing really, really well. Don't fall into the already pompadours. We're just going to look for a place to rebuy. I actually have my GP on there. So yeah, I think anything around this high, this 20 to 30, 35 level, anything in here, I'll probably start to swallow. But once again, these things, they take time, right? Once you've had parabolic moves, they take time to settle out. But these will be potentially building out higher lows, right, for another leg higher. So definitely looking at Audi as well. Arch, you got anything to add? And
No, I think we've gone through all the charts I was going to talk about.
Okay, so Q&A, please, LP. Let's get that up. Yeah, so Arcus just said, wasn't Lockit the DAO that got hacked? Yeah, it was, but what it did is it took 10% of the Ethereum supply off market that couldn't be long, and that was at Bitcoin 300, 400? Well, is it $300-400? But it took 10% of Ethereum, of the supply that couldn't be long the market. It was locked, right? So it couldn't be used as collateral, it couldn't be bought, it couldn't be sold. It was locked, and it's the same thing with Blast. Okay, so the outstanding questions are: what is Denadorm? um,
What is Denador?
what is Denadorm? Well, is Denadorm?
I don't think we can answer that question. To be honest.
We can't. Sorry, Logi, you're just gonna have to deal with that one. We're not gonna answer that one. It's an idea. That's where we go.
Denador will reveal itself to you in time.
Yeah, exactly. The more time you spend here, the more will become apparent. How do we think of the actual name? So this was Crypto Seer again. He's had like 6 shout outs on this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna be
what a legend.
I'm gonna be asking for commission for fees for his room. Referral, sorry, to his room. What do you think? So when I was starting it, I said, "Oh, I need to think of a good symbol for the logo," and he said, "What about the Sri Yantra? It's the symbol of symbols." And I was like, "Oh, this is amazing," and it went from there. So we made the first logo was one that Kev, or sorry, Voldemort, because we don't say his name. He made that, and it was of the style of the Sri Yantra, and then Shaco, absolute legend, helps us rebrand into the Y we have right now. So yeah, that's where it's come from. It's just a cool name. Makes it hard for a token, which it's just going to have to be Yantra. There's no YTR. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to have to be Yantra. It's going to have to be six symbols. How much the swear jar? I think like 5 or 6. I think that's pretty much it. So if there's no more questions, are there no questions on the actual stream? As I don't think there's any on the stream. I'll send you my bank deals for Swadrat. No questions. So nobody asked questions. Arca's got a question. Here we go. Your question? No. I literally have no idea. Right. So we owe 5 to 6. So what we'll do is we'll work out a significant amount, and we'll try and boost. We'll put whatever goes into the swear jar. Will hopefully go towards the kids in Morocco that we're going to crowd for.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so the question of Arca, what is the Yantra token going to do? I think I would refer you back to, once again, Crypto, this is the 7th time, I'm serious, I'm going to ask for referrals. When I stream with Crypto Seer, and I know a lot of you guys have seen that stream, the question was asked, right, what is the purpose and meaning of life, right? And what is the point of it? And his answer was that the point of life and the meaning of life is whatever you want it to be. It can have a point, and it can also be pointless, right? That's what I would say for the Yantra token, right? It can have a point, but it can also be totally pointless, right? That's my answer. Punish has asked, what do you think of NFT market? Yeah, pretty interesting NFTs. I think we've covered this in previous streams, but I'm quite happy to go back over it. Is that at the moment NFTs attract a premium. So if we're looking at comparing art NFTs to the original art world, NFTs got a premium because they're denominated in ETH, right? And I think in order for NFTs to go totally mainstream, that denomination with ETH needs to be shaken off at some point, and they will effectively lose the premium pricing because of losing that denomination in ETH, right? It's just like as soon as it goes from being 1 ETH to $2,000, everyone's going to be like, hold on, like I don't want to spend 2,000. It becomes different, right? Whereas you're like, oh, it's only 1 ETH, I'll just do it. It kind of changes the mentality behind it, and you'll find that the pool of buyers you have become suddenly a lot smaller. So what I think with NFTs is that they have a lot of like the house money wealth effect that you have. So when people make money in crypto, they're like, well, what do I buy? For me, and I know like Boomer Coin as well, I'm buying Pokemon cards, right? And maybe some gold, right? Just because, you should have a little bit in gold, just in case, the world dies. And it's like that. It's like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Well, rather than take the money out of the system, like I've just suggested, and buy Pokemon cards, I'm just going to buy an NFT, right? So the more the ETH goes up, the higher the repricing on NFTs goes, right? So if you're bullish crypto, you're bullish Ethereum, you're bullish Solana, effectively NFTs are high beta Ethereum, they're high beta Solana, right? And they're all like their own little things. They have their own little narratives. You have the arts, and they're like little simp deos as well. I think Arch is the biggest simp for Cass Limard, who's a venture photographer.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. Don't lie. And she has her own community that she's built around her NFTs. And you want to buy a Cass Limard, you can get an edition. It's going to cost you $1,000 or something like that. So she has built up her own community, and she's managed to financialize her own community. So they're also like little communities, little simp deos, helping each other. And maybe Friendtech kind of does something there. So I think if that's all the questions, let's try logging into Parallel and play one game, and then let's call the stream, because it's been a long ass stream. I hope everyone's enjoyed it, because I think we've covered a hell of a lot of ground.
We have.
I think it's working. Come on.
I'd be willing to bet that it's not working.
Come on.
Devs question mark?
Oh, update, really? Oh, it's probably because they've just run an update, right?
Updating failed.
Okay, Arch, I'm going to have some water, so you've got the floor for 2 minutes. Updating.
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay, we done.
It says update failed.
Okay, well then, that's done. I'm not going to force it. It's done. Right, Arch, anything you want to... Any final alpha for the end of our first stream?
Final alpha? We covered a lot of good stuff. I think now is a good time to drown out a noise. If you have noise on your feed and you have people are showing you lots of things, and now's probably a good time to focus on what you're doing, and cut out a lot of crap that you have lingering around on your Twitter feeds and things. Lucky says, "How are you guys in this disgusting UK weather?"
Well, it's
I'm
nice
okay.
and warm in here. Yeah, I'm also fine.
I find it much harder in the winter than summer. I find the cold very difficult to deal with, so it's not ideal. I might be traveling away next week again. I'm not sure. Need to decide today, probably.
Well, if not, I'm sure we'll be streaming this time again next week.
Yes, yeah.
If not, I know there's some other people who want to come through. I think Midsource is desperate to do another one on NFTs. So yeah, I don't have any money. I'm traveling again after a month in Tokyo.
No. Where do you think the ramen comes from? You think that's free? Free ramen.
Amazing. I'd say kind of my final alpha, guys, is that now is the time to make your lists. I've just given you a really great list. There's probably some stuff that could go on the list as well. Is make your lists, stalk your coins, get used to the charts, mentally prepare yourself to buy dips, and whether it comes in a few weeks, whether it comes in a few months, be ready. And I think the biggest learning for me is size your bets appropriately. There's no point in having like 30 positions at 3% of your net worth. You want to have 6 to 8 positions with 80% of your net worth, maybe 20% you schizo rotate or have in small caps, right, to get the high beta. I think that is the best way. I think I've said this so many times. If like in 2021 or 2022 when we're streaming with Arch knows this. If I had sized my Solana and my Doge, which I was mega early in, relative to my DeFi bags, it'd be like 9 figures right now. And that's like my biggest regret. And this cycle, I will not be doing that again. I'll be focusing on specific bags and doing it properly. So yeah, that's my big advice. Size appropriately, relative to your portfolio. Don't split yourself so many different directions, because you'll find it very hard to manage more than 10 to 15 positions. Really drill down into what you want to get into. So yeah, that's my final advice. So yeah, anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that stream. We're going to be here every Wednesday. Of course, we want more guests. I know Aria wants to stream. She's been watching this. Maybe we can even get Sus on here one day. He can give us some wisdom. So yeah, let me know. Just
leverage trading.
Yeah, leverage trading basics with Sus. That'd be amazing.
Let's have it.
That'd be great. So yeah, I hope you guys you've enjoyed it. We will try and do more of these. Hopefully, I will be back on later. We'll try out Arch's new deck that we made today. I'm very upset we couldn't do that. Anyway, guys, we will catch you next week. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
Much love. Hello, hello, hello. You thought we were gone, but we're not. Right, Archer's bugged out, so BC has been asking me for an incredibly long time to explain the Pokemon card thesis, and it's quite a strange one. I realise people are going to call me absolutely nuts, but whatever, we'll go for it. So the starting point is just as COVID starts, February 2020, February 2020, and the Pentagon says UFOs are real, right? And the end point is buying Pokemon cards. Like, how did that start end up being Pokemon cards, right? And that was really my mind share. And the thing is like, with these UAPs, and it's now like 3 or 4 times that Pentagon has released stuff about UAPs. With these UAPs, is that they're all very similar, right? So the way they move, right? They move in and out of space and time. They move at speeds that would basically liquefy pilots inside, right? So they have to have some sort of way of bending space-time around each other. Archer, are you just listening or something? I hope everyone's hearing this, because it's going to be an absolute waste if not. So they have some way of like bending space-time around their spaceship, right? And they also, the way they're moving, they also have to have an advanced propulsion system. So if you could just make those two very broad assumptions, right, from the information that purely the Pentagon has let out, right, and you have to say, okay, well, if that's true, if they can bend space time, right, to protect their pilots, and if they have an advanced propulsion system, they must have 0-point energy or some sort of advanced energy system that's incredibly small that allows them to do that, right? And then if we go from there and we say, okay, well, maybe the majority of these UAPs are man-made, right? Because there's so many of them, right? And it's very unlikely that within the last, when was Roswell, like 1950s? It's very unlikely that they've all just started sharpening up for a few years. They've probably been here a very, very long time. So the reason why, since Roswell, that they've been increasing is because they've been reverse engineered, and they're mainly coming from their humans, right? They're humans inside, they're Black Book projects, and we have that technology. So if you can make those 3 assumptions, right, you can get to that point. 0-point energy exists, right? Which is energy from nothing, right? Waiting for this advertisement for Pokemon. Oh, it's coming, don't worry. If you have free energy, right? If free energy exists, if free energy is in the hand of humans, right? You then are engaged in a probabilistic exercise where you are thinking, okay, well, at what point in time does that become, used by everyone, right? When does it become out of Black Books? And everyone uses it. And I think that probability, since the February 2020 Pentagon release, that probability has increased, and it's still quite small, but as time goes on, that probability actually gets bigger, right? Because the need for the 0-point energy actually increases. And if you think about like what would happen to the world if we all got free energy, right? If it just came out, right? If there was like some Elon Musk billionaire, right, who would developed free energy, right? 0-point energy is energy from nothing, essentially, right? If that had come out, that had happened, right, and we had that, instantly the entire world reprices in terms of everything, because the energy to extract, say, gold, right, that cost becomes 0, right? The energy to mine a Bitcoin becomes 0, right? There's no need for us to go to war, because we don't need to fight over oil. All troops come home. Right, we have riots over food, water, medicine, things like that. Airplane industry, cruise line industry bust instantly, right? The big oil countries struggle massively. Countries like Germany, France, will do incredibly well, right? Because they're massive energy producing companies. They become the new titans. Europe becomes a new thing, right? Russia, boom, like gone. Middle East, boom. You know, Comex, right? You know, instantly, when the cost of extraction of rare earth materials becomes zero, it's gone within a month. Boom, right? So what I'm saying is this essentially free energy comes out, it destroys the entire world economy, like probably within a month, right? And that's when we get to that point, right? Especially with that, we need an energy cost to mine Bitcoin. We can't say that Bitcoin would allow us to have a financial system, because the financial system would have already imploded, and Bitcoin probably actually becomes a casualty of that, right? Yeah, POS would be suffering. But I think if Bitcoin went down, it would drag down ETH as well, right? So I think you'd be hard to kind of justify or say that would happen as well. So really, if that all happens, right, everything in this world is financialized in terms, you know, even crypto as well, right? Is, you know, CME blows up, right? Bitcoin is going to, I think ETH are going to tank, right? Because CME's gone, right? So you have this heavy financialization of like basically everything, you know, even gold, you know, stocks, everything's financialized. And that's the real sad thing about this Bitcoin ETF is it's like we're cheering for it and like, yeah, let's go. But it's actually like probably the death of, you know, like let's say in Star Wars, right, is, you know, we're all applauding the death of liberty. It's essentially, that's probably like it for Bitcoin. It becomes a boomer asset, like, you know, like a tech stock, right? It becomes a big tech stock, which is really sad. But because it's so heavily financialized, it would become a casualty of that situation. So really, you're looking for, okay, well, if that happens, like, how do I buy bread? How do I buy water? And really, you're looking for the only globally recognized non-financialized assets, and that's trading cards. And if you could think of any else, let me know. Like, if you think of anything else, let me know. But everyone from like my, you know, it's passed away now, but like my 90-year-old grandma to my young children, they know who Pikachu is. He has global brand recognition, right? So it's just you'll be trading Butterfrees for you know, for bread, right? You'll be buying Learjets with Charizards, you know, when this all happens. So really, to me, Pokemon cards right now, they represent essentially what Bitcoin was created to do in 2008. They represent the ultimate hedge to the financial system, because if everything goes to shit, they are probably the last thing that we can use to trade for goods and services. If the entire financial system blows up, that's it, right? They're probably like the only things we can use. So that's aliens to Pokemon cards. There's the link. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Buy some Pokemon cards, especially my Charizards. Buy lots of them. Bye.